my goodness. Hello, Sonder family. Welcome to the Coloring Social. My name is Jennifer Ogilvy. I'm coming to you from Garland, Texas, which is a suburb in the Dallas area. And on the call with me, my co-facilitator, you've got Team Jennifer in the house tonight, Jennifer Krippner. So she's hanging out in the chat. She's had a busy, busy day. She just got back to her hotel and she is ready to chill with us as we get ready to do our coloring practice. I always want to focus on the process of coloring, what it does for our brains as we concentrate on this. Well, Michelle, you need some Gino and I need some Michelle. So I'm so glad to be here. So in that graphic gorgeous. Are you team coffee or team tea? And I drink more coffee than tea, but I'm kind of both. And in the winter, I'm huge herbal tea at night. Oh my gosh. But in the summer, I can't. It's too hot, too hot. So your little cup on your coloring page can be anything you want it to be. I've got some ideas that I'm going to share with you tonight to make this page even more special than it already is, to extend your practice into some thoughts, some thinking about savoring and maybe the what you want to manifest into your life. Hopefully you have grabbed your favorite coloring pencils or markers. If you love to color, I always suggest maybe making a copy or two of the coloring page if it really speaks to you, so that you can have it again later. You also are invited to show up at these socials with any hobby that is slow, that helps you find your flow. We did a lot of flow work last month, and listen to the music and hang out with the best community. And so this is being recorded. You'll be able to go grab it and listen again if you want to hear the music again. But we are just really glad that you have taken time to be with your Sonder community as well as to embrace your coloring practice. Again, the focus needs to be on just that process. We love the product to end up looking nice, but the process is what is so good for calming your brain. So everybody just take a big old collective couple of deep breaths. Let's recenter. I want to make sure that you know about this event coming up on July 22nd, which is our Savoring Summer event. It's going to be with our founder, Meha Agrawal, and she wants you to invite people. And so, if you've got some special people in your life, let them come see what a little taste of savoring silk and sonder can look like. Oh, I'm reading about all of your coffee flavors. I love that. Yes, I love lavender in coffee. It's so good. Alrighty, so when we're together, we share these community guidelines. And I'm seeing so many familiar faces, names tonight. So I know lots of you. Sheriff, me too. I like a little coffee with my creamer. But we share these because we create safe spaces when we're with one another. And I'm wondering if anybody's here for the first or second time, just checking out. Maybe you've never been a colorer and a colorist, and you thought, let me go check this out. Let me go see what it's about. If that is you and you're checking this out for the first time, just drop a me in here so we can give you a big welcome. And again, this is a nice space to just kind of decompress. Maybe you're just going to sit and do a brain dump. So, Robin, I love that you're checking out the coloring social again. I love it, Nicole. You're giving it a try, and you don't have to color. I always say, truly, like if there's a hobby, if you love to watercolor, if you embroider, if you want to just do a brain dump and write, there's a ton of music at these socials that it's just so good for a midweek mindset shift. So, so glad that you are here. There are those community guidelines. We're going to jump right into our time together now. I thought this was a beautiful quote. Drinking tea or coffee can be one of our daily pleasures if we partake of it fully. And isn't that what savoring is all about? Partaking of all the things fully. It helps us remember to slow down and notice. So that's what savoring is all about this month in our coloring social. You're just going to love it. So we're going to have an opening activity. I'm so excited about the opening activity. We're going to color lots of music. Think coffee house vibes. So lots of good chillaxing music tonight. And then we'll close our time together. So, I have a word to introduce to you. Maybe you've heard of this. I know that we love the idea of hygge. Many of us really do deep dives into hygge in the winter, all the things that are cozy, slow, calm. We practice wintering, we practice slowing down. This word is fika. And it is a Swedish word, fika. I had to go look at the how to pronounce it. And it describes slowing down to appreciate and savor the goodness of the simple things and moments in life. And this is actually a Swedish, like, culture expectation. And it's a social coffee break with one's colleagues, friends, date, or family, but it can also be with just yourself. And it's usually accompanied with sweet baked goods. And as I was reading about fika, there's no agenda set. You're not allowed to have a meeting. It's a social time. They usually practice it twice in a day, around 11, around 3. And not attending is frowned upon. Like I saw many people said you're kind of considered antisocial if you don't show up. So I love that. It's all about relationship. And the benefits of taking this time a couple times a day is it reduces stress levels. It will help boost your focus and your creativity and productivity. It's very intentional and purposeful, that moment of just stopping. And it helps you physically separate yourself from your work, whatever that is. Maybe it's even just digging into your closet and you physically separate. We talk a lot about the Pomodoro technique where you work in time section, timed sessions, but there are breaks built in. Imagine that break as your moment of fika. And so I want to do our opening activity around that. Yeah, how could you do that at school, Nicole? Wouldn't that be awesome? So I'm going to invite you to turn to a blank space in your journal, or maybe you're going to write this on your coloring page. You're around your cup of tea or your cup of coffee. And I want you just to kind of imagine scheduling yourself a 20-minute fika this week. What does that look like? Who are you with? Where are you? This can be an imaginary place. It doesn't have to be at your actual work. Just imagine this beautiful break in time. And I want you to think about what you want to savor. Is it conversation? Is it the tea with your best friend, finding out all that's going on? What are you going to leave behind? What is it that's just occupying your mind? What are you bringing with you? And when you return to your day, what do you hope to feel? So this is one of those like little mini getaways. I'm going to give you just a quick moment to think about what your fika could look like, and feel free to share in the chat. All right, so you've imagined this perfect little moment in the middle of the morning and maybe the middle of the afternoon, and there was some chatting in here about this idea. And yeah, it is even though it's Swedish, I know, we learned so much from like the Nordic countries about slowing down, enjoying, savoring. And I discovered this today, well, in the last few weeks as I've been getting ready for this, but as I was reading more and more about it, it was, you kind of go offline basically. Your phones aren't, you don't take a phone. You have this analog moment built into your day. And maybe it would be hard to do it, but Nicole was saying, how could I do this in my classroom? What could that maybe look like if it's even just a 5 minute moment of reset with intentionality. So I want to encourage you all to maybe join like Caitlin, who said she's on her wife's handle tonight. So Katie is actually Caitlin, and she said 3 times a week I do it. So is there a way you can incorporate this idea even once a week and start from there? I love learning new things, and I love new things that can make us better folks. So there you go. Anyway, Greta is saying the Swedish death cleaning series. I love that. I need to watch that. I read the book. I'm still sitting in the midst of stuff, but I loved the book. The book. Thank you, Greta, for that. Anyhow, okay, so we're going to move on to coloring, but you can still be working on this if you want to start thinking about, gosh, I'm going to go build myself a little fika date in the rest of the month, once a week, and start there. Maybe it could become somewhat of a practice. And if it has to be done on a weekend, one time's better than no times, right? All right, so thank you for embracing that idea. I was so inspired by our cute little cup this month. So I've got lots of pages to show you with quotes if you want to add some quotes to your cup. I've got a couple of ideas. And then I also have some ideas for your covers because a lot of folks are starting to experiment with really personalizing your Silk and Sonder covers. And so if you've already colored, maybe you'll work on your cover or the other hobby that you've brought along. So I won't spend a lot of time on these slides. We'll just sort of go through, and then I've got again that coffee house vibe to share with you tonight through our music. Um, Wanted to share these two graphics actually. This one you can see there is the acrostic poem written on this page, done in red, white, and blue as a tribute to Independence Day and our 250th birthday. And then this cup, not the whole page was posted in Sonder Club, but I can see where their savoring acrostic is there, and the completely different colors. I love those summery greens and yellows together. The quote, enjoy life sip by sip, not gulp by gulp. Loved that. Thought that worked really nicely with our page this month. Another red, white, and blue inspiration. Y'all know I love a wonder-led life on Instagram, and you always get these emails. I hope this email finds you. I love this one, savoring that first sip. Oh, there's nothing better than that first sip, whether it's hot or cold. And then let's see, we're gonna go. There's like some neat glittery stuff on this page. I thought that was beautiful. And then this cup really got me thinking about all the words that end in TY. This is her Common Sense Coffee Company, done in tribute, red, white, and blue for Independence Day. And today's special is Liberty. And then that made me think about all the words that end in TY that maybe we could, you know, gravitate to something that you might need. And here's what I did on my page. I drew a little tea bag and I put the step by step on there if you want to add a little tea bag. But my tea bag, it's called Vitality. And in it, I'm really trying to embrace my days as to what 90-year-old Jennifer needs. And then that's what I'm doing now so that 90 looks better. And so I filled my tea bag with strength, new skills, hobbies, nutrition, mindfulness, all the things that I'm trying to really incorporate now for that old lady one day. So, anyhow, I'm going to now, uh, go through the rest of the slides. They're covers of the journals, but I want to stop talking. I want to put on some music so you can get going with your practice. And then if you decide to make a cup of tea and you have a tea bag, tell us how you're using it. I'll hold on that slide with all those tea words for you. And just enjoy your time tonight. Let this be a little break in the middle of the week for you. hope that you have found yourself just recentered, whether you colored, whether you visited in the chat. I'm just glad you like carved out this little bit of time for yourself. There are more songs. I'm dropping my Spotify list here, and it is my savoring playlist for the month. But you'll see down at the bottom is like all of my coffee house vibes. So you could go to Spotify and listen to some of those if you want to stay and color on your own. Jennifer just dropped the link for the YouTube channel if you want to get that. Again, just that reminder of our Savoring Summer event that will be coming up in a couple of weeks with Neha on the 22nd. Invite friends. Joanna, it has been so relaxing. It really is nice to really be intentional with carving out just some slow time for ourselves. I'm terrible at it. I always feel like I got to be busy. And so I always enjoy hanging out with y'all. And I'm just glad that you came. Keep filling out your forms and telling them you want an hour. And we can try to get these extended. So I hope that you were able to reset in the middle of the week, find some chillaxing time, and I hope that you will take that idea of our break in the middle of the day. Maybe you'll be able to incorporate that sometime. Take good care of yourself. Again, thank you for joining us, Sonder family. I send you lots of light and love.